About 8 months ago, my wife of 20 years went into the hospital for a very minor surgery, and she never came out. And it was, we had weekend plans, and it was something went horribly wrong, and she languished in the hospital for 11 days, and she died early February. And something happened to me. I'm not normally taken to flights of fancy, but something happened a month later. There was some discussion of something that in the family that they wanted to do, and I was a little bit considered. I didn't want to do it, but I thought my wife had always been the person I would go to for as a confidant. I would ask her, what should I do in this case? What do you recommend? And she's not there to ask. So when I mentioned that, a friend of both of ours said, well, ask her tonight when you go to bed. Okay. So I asked the other side of the bed the question, and went to bed at 10 o'clock and woke up at 2 o'clock with not a voice and not a dream, but something that sort of hit me in the face that was, thank you. And I knew I wouldn't forget that, so I didn't write it down. Went back to sleep, and at 4 o'clock I woke up with the same thing, 4 words. It was, I am with you. And it was, again, just sort of in the face, not a dream, nothing verbal, but none of those were the things I asked for the answer. And so I didn't know exactly what to do with that, and asked. It felt like her presence was with me. It's how it felt. Truly felt like she was with me, inside me in some way, and I didn't understand how to deal with that. Ultimately, I wrote a poem, which I hope to read at the celebration Saturday, and I mention that because that's part of my question. The poem that I wrote has to do with asking her, where is she? And it's less than a page long, but I'm exasperated by her non-presence, and yet I felt her say she's present, and yet I want something more visceral. I want something that I can feel and touch and know. I don't want to have someone giving me a grief booklet saying, well, you'll see her one day. Well, that doesn't do anything for me, because I don't buy that. And I feel like at the same time, I feel like my need to know where she is a little bit selfish, a little bit sort of maybe the other self looking for validation. So I feel something wrong about that. But I guess my only question to you is, and I've heard you talk about death in the past to other people online, where is she?
Lynn, your wife, obviously didn't answer that night the question that you asked her, but she answered the deeper question in you. She answered your real question, the question that you wanted to know more than just what you should do with a family situation. And her answer was very clear to you. I am with you.
That's how it felt. And in fact, I've manifested that in artwork. I've written that out and written it down in poetry. It sort of is emblazoned in my being, and it feels like it'll be there forever.
Yeah.
But
well, she will be with you forever. She is with you forever. She is, as you say, inside you. She is your own being. Her death has brought her closer. It hasn't taken her further away. While she was alive, you felt her partly as a physical body on the other side of the bed, and partly in your heart as the love you share. Well, now, so it was 50% her body on the other side of the bed and 50% in your heart. Now she's 100% in your heart. She's come closer. And that's what she wanted to, that's what she let you know that night. I'm with you. I'm your being.
you accept that someone who died can communicate with me?
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
that feels like a warm cup of soup. Thank you.